Hey everybody, Denny here, Tactical Kayak Angler. I am on the water here on Lake Hawthorne again. Today, fishing a kayak bass tournament. What? How did you get here, you ask? Well, like this, of course. That's how you make an entrance. Oh, you meant why am I here? Right. Well, I came out last weekend to do a little fishing, and when I got home, I discovered that the Iowa kayak anglers, the guys from over on the east side of the state, they had a tournament scheduled for today for here, and I had the weekend open. I like those guys. They're real good guys. They run great tournaments. Their club is really on point. I wanted to participate. I wanted to get to see them. I'm friends with a lot of them on Facebook, but I don't get to fish with them much because they do a totally different style of fishing. So I thought I'd show up, bring my catitude, and see if I could put these bass fishermen to the test. So here I am. I got a couple fish on the board already. All right, camera wasn't quite rolling yet. First one in the boat. I'm gonna get this guy on the board and off to a good start. Oh, very good one. We'll take him. Man, he seriously inhaled that thing. Holy smokes. A good fish right there. We start the day. Fish number 2 already. I like it. 5 fish limit, so I got 3 left I got to get. Like to maybe upgrade one of them at least. We'll see how it goes. So, I do have a game plan here today. I gave myself an hour just to check the early morning topwater bite. I got a couple fish, not on topwaters. So, the next like 2.5 hours, I've got 3 spots I want to check. One's a rock point, one's a brush pile that I know is here, and another spot is weeds off the edge of the channel. And hopefully, over the course of the next 2.5, 3 hours, I'm going to establish what the fish are relating to, whether it's wood, rock, or grass. And once I've done that, then I got a couple options on each one of those that I'm just going to sit on and pick apart and try and finish getting the rest of my fish. So that's the game plan here today, and we'll see how it works out. A lot of the guys in this group, the Iowa kayak anglers, they take their bass fishing pretty seriously, and there's some guys who are seriously on their game there. So I'm really here to have fun today. My goal in this whole thing is to put 5 fish on the board. If I put 5 fish on the board, I might stop fishing for bass and just fish for muskie. You know, it just sort of depends, but that's the goal. I like to have a respectable finish. I do intend on having some fun with these guys though, and shaking them up a little bit. So look at this one. You got a big old head. Looks like it's just a post spawn. Look at that. Yeah, anorexic. What the heck? He's still got length. We'll put him on the board. He's in the boat. Man, he choked that thing too. Inhaled it. Alright. no problem. He's not that big, but he's number 4. So, better put him on the board. Second one on topwater, I gotta say. Where are we at here? Ooh, that's nasty. Almost 11 o'clock, and I appear to have found a nice little topwater bite, so that's kind of fun. We'll work up for a bit and see if that's gonna fill me up, maybe upgrade me a little bit. Here's one, number 5. Oh, he feels a little better. Yeah, he feels like he may be all right. You may want to get the net ready on this one. Really just in a lot of grass. I'm gonna throw my hook. Get this stinking net. Tiny equipment failure. Okay. Alright. And I'm gonna try and not bury all my treble hooks in this net. Okay. Alright. Number 5. We've had a small bit of something going on there, but he's number 5. So I'm going to put him on the board and figure out how I want to upgrade now after this. Alright, 10:59. Right, and the game plan from the beginning was to check wood, rocks, and grass and see if I could figure out which of the 3 the fish were relating to, and then spend the last 3 hours, so that's by 11 o'clock, spend the last 3 hours just working whichever one I think is going to be the most productive, and that's grass. First 2 were on topwater and fishing it sort of like a jerkbait. So, and it's a real shallow kind of cove in here. The channel is not that deep, and it comes up and it's a big flat that's about 4 or 5 feet deep is all. So my suspicion was that I could get away from the weed line by the shore with the topwater and use a suspended jerkbait out in a little deeper water where the weeds are still and elicit a strike. So that's what that fish was. So now I feel like topwater by the weeds, jerkbaits out in the flats, and if I just stay here in this area for the next 3 hours, hopefully I can upgrade a couple of these fish. So game plan's rolling along here. The weird thing is, I don't see any of the other guys, right? So like, there's not one other, there are 2 other kayakers and they're girls over here just out joy kayaking, and there's not one other guy from the tournament in this entire area. So I don't know if some of them came over here in the beginning and didn't like it and left, or maybe they're all on really good fish out somewhere. I don't know. I don't see them. I'm not saying anything. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to try and upgrade some of these fish. And then I'm going to talk a whole lot of smack when I pull in later. There's one that went pretty good. He might be the best one of the day. Maybe not. He's still a good one. Oh, yeah. He's a pretty good one. He'll do nicely. Again, choked it. He'll do all right. Get him on the board. Not supposed to rain today. Raining. Go figure. This here's the difference between the boat ramp bass boats and the river monster machines, right? These bass guys have boats that look like princess carriages, shiny and clean, lights. Then your standard river monster machine got all sorts of nastiness, fish guts and blood, carnage and success. Well, stuck to the game plan. Game plan worked. Didn't upgrade quite as many fish as I was hoping to, but it was good enough for third place. Can't complain about that. Big thanks to Scott and the other guys from the Kayak Anglers. Real good guys. They do a solid job putting on some really good tournaments. Appreciate them having me down, letting me participate. I gave them kind of a hard time, but it was all in good fun. So that's going to wrap things up for me here today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure and give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. And we will see you next time. Thanks.